This book gives one of the most simplistic class analysis of what fash is and how to struggle and how to win. Clara says, but when it becomes clear that the proletariat itself has abandoned the goal of carrying the revolution further, that it is withdrawing from the battlefield under the influence of the reformist leaders, out of fear of revolution and respect for the capitalists, at this point the broad fash masses find their way to the spot where most of their leaders were, consciously or unconsciously, from the very start, on the side of the bourgeoisie. What does the bourgeoisie want? It is striving for the reconstruction of the capitalist economy, that is, the maintenance of its class domination. She goes on a little bit and then says, the bourgeoisie is well aware that alone it does not possess the instruments of power to impose this fate on the exploited. Tormented by the scorpions of an upsurge in poverty, even the proletarian with the thickest skin finally begins to rebel against capitalism. The bourgeoisie can only conclude that over time, under such circumstances, even the mild and conciliatory sermons of the reformed socialists will lose their dulling effect on the proletariat. It reckons that the proletariat can now be subjugated and exploited only through force. But the means of force available to the bourgeois state are beginning in part to break down. The state is losing the financial strength and moral authority needed to maintain blind loyalty and subjugation among its slaves. The bourgeoisie can no longer rely on its state's regular methods of force to secure its class rule. For that it needs an extra-legal and non-state instrument of force that has to be offered by the motley assemblage that makes up the fash mob. That is why the bourgeoisie offers its hand for fascism's kiss, granting it complete freedom of action contrary to all its written and unwritten laws. It goes further. It nourishes fascism, maintains it, and promotes its development with all the means at its disposal in terms of political power and hordes of money. It is evident that fash has different characteristics in every country based on specific circumstances. Nonetheless, in every country it has two essential features: a sham revolutionary program, which links up in extremely clever fashion with the moods, interests, and demands of broad social masses, and the use of brutal and violent terror.